What is up, YouTube? Long time no see. But I posted on my Instagram story, I don't want to do these updates if there's not a ton to update you guys on. So the past I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks, we've really just been still in the starvation phase of the bacteria. So slowly, just every week, incorporating some new foods, seeing how my body reacted. I was still on the same supplements, nothing really changed on that front. But now, exciting news, we do think we are fully out of the starvation phase. So we think the bacteria is pretty much gone out of my system. I'm not getting sick because there's a difference between the SIBO sickness that I was getting and then the issues I was having because of my thyroid. So the SIBO, I was getting nauseous, super sick. I was having pains higher versus in my stomach. And again, the worst was just me feeling super sick, and my energy was just so we think we are fully out of that. I was able to actually review my test results in person. I did get a call from my doctor a few weeks ago, so we knew I had it. We knew I was high on both hydrogen and methane gases, but I actually did go in on Wednesday, and I talked about it a little bit on my Instagram story, so make sure you guys are checking that out if you guys are looking for updates. And I am providing updates every week on my Instagram, so make sure you follow that. It's Rainwater Results Fitness if you are not following me there. I'm providing weekly updates, usually on Saturday after I check in with Jasmine and kind of let you guys know what we're doing for the next week. But, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I am a little rusty on the YouTube videos. But I went into my doctor, we reviewed my test results, and from what she was explaining, there were numbers for both hydrogen and methane gases, and then there were combined numbers. And the combined numbers is what they really look at. Every number did come back as positive for me having the small bacterial overgrowth in my small intestine. But the combined numbers, they want them both under 15, and mine were at 70 and 56. So it's no wonder I was feeling like crud. My body wasn't responding to the reverse as well as it should be. But the good news is we feel like we are on the right track. Every week I am feeling better, less and less reactions, and I'm eating more foods, having more variety. And I think I'm not only feeling better, but I do think I'm looking better. So getting back to the old me, and I'm loving it. I'm feeling strong as heck in the gym. Probably the strongest actually I've felt, if not ever, in a very long time. I get in there, I don't want to leave. My workout sessions are amazing. So loving that. We are seeing the improvements, we're seeing the growth in all the right places so far. So we're going to keep this momentum going, health and strength gains going strong. And kind of backtracking, I did go into my doctor, like I said, and exciting news, my thyroid function is back up to normal, so that is going to help this rehab even more. So like I said, we think we're out of phase 1, which is the starvation phase of the bacteria. Now we are moving on to phase 2, which kind of really focuses more on my thyroid, because due to my thyroid, sorry if this TMI, everybody poops, I'm just gonna throw that out there, but I have a very bad motility issue. My digestion is super slow, and we actually think that is what caused my bacterial overgrowth in the first place, because a lot of people develop it from say food poisoning, or if they have surgery on their gut anywhere and something in the intestinal walls gets destroyed or broken down, that's how the bacteria can come in and really feed. But we think mine was because of my thyroid. My body was just not processing through its food, so it was just sitting in there for days, basically giving the bacteria a buffet to feed off of. So that is what we think the issue is. So now phase 2, like I said, is really focusing in on that motility issue. So I've started a whole supplement regimen, which I will go over after this. I do have a grocery haul I'm about to go through that focuses on liver detox and bowel motility and regulation. So I'll go over that, but right now I did just go to the grocery store, so I wanted to show you guys what I am incorporating. Again, we've been increasing my carbs every week, so my fats are still outrageously high, and I have felt amazing. I'm full, I'm satiated, and I know it's because of those healthy fats. And to be honest, I really think I do feel better on a higher fat, lower carb. My carbs aren't insanely low anymore at all, but I do think I feel better if I'm on a higher carb diet. probably because my body just did not know how to process them. I just felt lethargic, I felt sick all the time, and it just was not enjoyable. So I'm loving this, and I actually feel like I'm hungrier on a higher carb diet because your glucose and your glycogen gets spiked, and your body's like, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me more, feed me more. And it makes you crave those sugars and those foods even more. So I'm loving this new diet. I'm loving removing all those artificials, all the sugars, grains, starches. Those are still completely out of my diet. I do miss me some sweet potatoes, not gonna lie about that. I miss oats too, but you know what? My time will come to eat those again. So I'm gonna keep sticking. I'm eating a lot more fruit, which I forgot how much I love. I love fruit. So I'm gonna show you guys what I am eating this week. Again, Jasmine and I are really focusing on me keeping a variety in my foods each week, just kind of switching it up each week as far as like what I'm eating protein wise, vegetable wise, and fruit wise, just because we don't want my body to become complacent, because that is when I can develop the bacteria again, or it can leach onto something again very easily, and I can start having those issues again like I did with the pumpkin. So we are really trying, because my body, like I said, is very, wow, I'm struggling today. I only got like a few hours sleep last night, so my apologies. But my body can develop intolerances very quickly right now because I am in such a fragile state. So we are really keeping a variety in my diet. I'm usually like taking a week off at least from the food, and then I'll rotate it back in for another week, rotate it off, rotate it back in, and so on. So my new macros, we are still keeping it on lift and non-lift days. Again, remember, I am still in my improvement season, so we are, I'm kind of a special case for Jasmine because I am trying to treat this small bacterial overgrowth, treat my thyroid problem, but I am still trying to focus in on my improvement season, make sure I'm eating enough to make the strength and muscle gains that I do want to gain for my upcoming season, because I am still planning to compete. We have shows in mind, but I'm not gonna like throw them out there right yet, just because we wanna make sure that I'm through this rehab, my body's stable before I jump into a prep. So back to my macros. Again, these are specific for me, specific for my rehab, and specific for my goals. But on lifting days, I am hitting 150 protein, 150 carb now, and 100 fat, all the fats. And then on non-lifting days, I'm at 115 carbs, 120 protein, and 120 fat. So my fat goes up, my carbs go down, and my protein goes down a little bit on non-lifting days, which I'm usually taking 1 to 2 non-lifting days a week right now. My cardio, I completely basically taken it out except for like a warm-up or a cool down if I feel like I need it. And I'm just lifting hard in the gym. I'm loving my programming. So that is kind of where we're at as far as fasting goes. I am only doing a 12-hour fast now, because with the 15-hour fast, I was really only fitting like 3 meals in, and trying to get 150 grams of protein in 3 meals is a lot for this little body to digest, and protein's really hard for the body to break down. So I was at the end of the day just ending up being super full. So it wasn't like I was getting my pains, but I was so full, I don't know which one's worse. So we changed it to a 12-hour fast. I'm eating between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. and that's kind of what we're doing moving forward. I have noticed improvements with that. So this week I'm going to start with veggies. So we incorporated raw veggies for the first time last week, and I just had raw spinach and I was totally fine with it. So this week we are going to try kale, and then we are going to add in some more fibrous vegetables that I've been kind of avoiding because those do ferment in your gut a little bit longer. But this week I'm going to try them out a little bit. I'm going to try out broccoli, and I'm going to try out cauliflower. I just got them both in riced form because like riced or mashed, those vegetables, they're kind of already pre-digested, so this will be easier for my body to break down. And honestly, I like them riced than whole better. So gonna try these out. I'm also going to be incorporating, I've been having carrots, but I haven't had them in a while, so I got these. They had them at the store riced too, so I'm gonna try those out. I'm gonna be having some peas. I'm gonna be making a lot of like Asian stir fries. I'm also gonna be trying out some beets this week and some rutabaga, just some more veggie variety. I got some tomatoes just to have on hand. I got some multicolored ones just because they're easy if I need extra carbs or anything just to like add in, and they go with pretty much anything. So, and of course my trusty squash, because it is getting hard to hit my carbs with a lot of vegetables because they are so low in the amount of carbs that they have in them. So I got some squash, I got some acorn, and I got some butternut for this week. I tried delicata for the first time last week. So good. So if you guys have not tried delicata squash, definitely give that a try. And I also got these butternut squash noodles just in these little $5 packages. So I figured those could be quick and easy dinners if I need them. For fruit, because this is where a lot of my carbs are coming in too, I'm gonna be having some strawberries, some pineapple, which this did show up on my intolerance test, but we do think that my intolerances with what we're doing with my gut are gonna be changing. So I'm gonna try out pineapple, see how it feels. Again, with banana, I've been eating bananas. They were one of my intolerances, but they seem to be fine. And I really like them with peanut butter. And then also some grapes. I've been eating these on my way to the gym for pre-workout because they're nice and easy on the go, with some hard-boiled eggs. So I did get some eggs for some protein too. These again were on my intolerances, but whole eggs seem to be fine. I've still been avoiding just like straight egg whites because I don't really need them because I have all the fat. And they have a lot more sodium in them, the cartoned eggs. I mean, I still have them in my fridge just in case of an emergency, but I've really been trying to stick to whole eggs because the yolk has all those healthy fats and then actually has the enzymes that help your body break the protein down. Some more protein sources, obviously chicken. Always keep that on hand just for a good, easy, low-fat protein source. I've also been loving some pork tenderloin. I've been just like cooking it in my crock pot and it's so good, so tasty, and a nice little switch up. I have some ground turkey in the fridge. Those is always on hand. And then also this week, because I have been dealing, so skin rashes and skin just like fungals and things like that, they're very related to your gut. So I have noticed that I have been dealing with some eczema throughout this, and when I do have my flare-ups, it gets a lot worse. And it's been worse this week, which is weird because my gut has been fine, and we think it's actually because I added in almond butter last week, which I'm removing it this week to see if that helps, because almonds were something that I was intolerant to, so we're thinking maybe that intolerance is still there. So I'm gonna be doing peanut butter again instead of almond butter. And then Jasmine also did some research and found that hot, which I already knew, hot and cold, if you get into extremes, that can flare it up. If you change anything as far as like skincare, which I haven't, but also omega-3s and omega-6s can also really help heal that. So I'm not a salmon person at all, but I think it's just how I've had it prepared for myself, or how I don't know how to cook it. So I got some fresh Atlantic salmon, and Jasmine sent me how she prepares it. So I'm gonna be having that for dinner. I got some like fresh lemon to squeeze on it. I'm gonna do it with some olive oil and I think some fresh herbs and like basil and parsley. Can't do garlic, I can't do onion yet, so we're just gonna kind of play around and see how it tastes. These are the 3 condiments I've been using because again, I want to stay away from garlic, I want to stay away from onion, I want to stay away from any add-ins like gums, citric acid, anything like that. So I've been using Tabasco, just plain Tabasco, because it's actually only distilled vinegar, red pepper, and salt. I've been using this, salt and pepper, paprika, apple cider vinegar. I made this dressing with grapeseed oil, apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of mustard, which, if you're sensitive to garlic and onion, make sure to check your mustards. This one is just vinegar, water, mustard seed, salt, turmeric, and paprika. No garlic. There's a lot that have garlic powder in them, so make sure you're checking. And then last but not least, I have been loving coconut aminos. I used to do liquid aminos by Bragg's, which they actually just came out with their own coconut aminos too. But that has soy in it, and soy is just no for what I'm going through right now. So, been sticking to coconut aminos. These are so tasty. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of like Asian stir fries. So I'm going to be doing this with some cauliflower rice, some peas, pineapple, and pork. So I'm super excited. And some cabbage. Some things I didn't pick up that I already had. I have some bell peppers I'm going to be having this week. I have cabbage, peanut butter like I mentioned, and I think that's it. So that's kind of what I'm going to be sticking to this week. I think that's all I got for you. I'm going to check back in just a few minutes and kind of go over my new supplement routine. But I'll see you guys in the next clip. What is up, YouTube? Sorry for the weird, like, upward angle. But I have my notes over here that I made on, like, all the supplements and kind of, like, the benefits that they are giving me. Just more, explained more in depth than just, like, my kind of, like, rambly talking. So I wanted to go over, as I mentioned, earlier, we are out of the first phase of this SIBO. Sorry if I look like I'm looking like in different directions because I'm kind of reading, kind of coming back to you guys. So sorry. But like I said, we are on phase 2 of this SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth rehab, which the first part was killing off the bacteria that had grown in my small intestine. Again, it's an overgrowth of bad bacteria in your small intestine that should have been passed on through the large intestine, in turn passed on through the colon, and in turn exited your body. So kind of long story short, my body wasn't getting rid of the toxins that it needed to get rid of. So it was just growing and obsessing in my stomach, and that's why I was getting sick, lots of pains. But we do feel like we are out of that phase, and now we are moving on to the phase of motility and bowel regulation, because with my underactive thyroid, that is a really big side effect. So I wanted to go over kind of what I'm taking for some liver detoxification, really detoxifying the body and getting my bowels moving on a regular schedule, because we all know that that is a good thing. So if you guys didn't know, the liver, this is when I'm going to start reading, the liver is really, like I said, responsible for detoxifying our body. It works as a blood purifier, and the liver needs to be actively clean and cleaning itself out each day in order for it to work, in order for our body to work as a proper system like we need it to work. It removes harmful substances from our blood. It aids in hormone production, detoxifies the body, like I said, releases glucose into the bloodstream in order to give our body like steady energy. So that is why when your liver is not pumping properly, you do experience some fatigue and things like that, which I have experienced. It's getting better, but I have been experiencing some crazy fatigue for me, because I'm usually a pop up and go person, and I definitely have not been that over the past few months. And it releases bile into our small intestine, so fat can be absorbed from foods. And so you can see why it's really important that we make sure that our liver is functioning correctly, because it can cause a lot of not so fun problems. And then obviously we all know that bowel regulation is really important to basically flush out your body. It should be happening on a daily basis. Definitely was not happening for me on a daily basis. So we knew that was a big issue for me. It's obviously the bowels in the lower part of your digestive tract, which includes the small intestine and the large intestine. So basically all my bad stuff was getting clogged up in my small intestine and not passing through to the large, and in turn not passing out through my body. I was just getting very toxic inside, which was what was causing me to be so sick. And we do know that when your stool, sorry, this is going to be a lot of poop talk, but like I said, everybody poops. So your stool contains so many toxins, and if it's sitting in your body, then your body is in turn just going to be super toxic. You're not going to feel good. Your body's not going to function properly. So it's really important that we get that on a regular schedule, because more than just your body can be affected by, I cannot think of the word. More than your body can just be affected by the side effects of not having a regular bowel movement. So let's get into the things I'm taking to really make sure my liver and bowels are functioning correctly. So first of all, in the morning, I am taking a shot of apple cider vinegar, which I've been doing, but I'm adding in milk thistle, turmeric, vitamin D, and ginger. So I mix this all up, put some water in it, and I just take it down nice and easy. Some people make it into a drink, but believe me, it's not a drink you want to sip on. So I did write down some benefits some more than just liver detoxification and really helping those bowel movements. So for ginger, it's a nausea relief. It does support your digestive system. It boosts immunity. It's an antifungal, reduces pain. It fights cancer and diabetes. It aids in weight loss. It is an anti-inflammatory, and it helps lower cholesterol. And turmeric, which you can use these as spices too, but these are just the easiest way for me to get them in, are these little like liquid drops. Turmeric works as an antidepressant, anti-inflammatory. It helps treat skin conditions. Again, very similar to, I think that was the ginger that I was reading, which I have mentioned that I do have some eczema that I'm experiencing because skin conditions and lower gut health are related. It does help with arthritis management, cancer treatment, obesity, gastrointestinal treatment, which, hallelujah, and it regulates cholesterol. So these two benefits, very similar, so work well together. And then for milk thistle, this is a really big one in detoxifying the liver and health because milk thistle is a powerful detoxifier. It helps, sorry, my notes are kind of cut off. It helps rebuild liver cells while removing toxins from the body that are processed through the liver. So again, it really helps with the detoxifying of the body and helping that liver function properly. It also protects against cancer, lowers cholesterol again, prevents and controls diabetes. So these all are huge as far as like cholesterol, diabetes. This milk thistle also prevents gallstones, yeah, anti-aging, and it boosts skin health. So if you're looking for some skin health, some cholesterol help, some protecting against some diseases, these are huge. And then for vitamin D, sorry, these are kind of out of order. So vitamin D, again, it helps fight diseases, reduces depression, and boosts in weight loss. So great. Take that in the morning. It does not taste good, I'm not gonna lie, but it gets down super quick. Another thing I'm taking in the morning, I usually take most of my vitamins in the morning. So zinc, I'm taking, again, just a single dose of all of these to see how my body reacts, but zinc affects protein synthesis in the body, which protein synthesis is required in order to use all your amino acids from food or BCAAs, whatever you're supplementing with. You can get all the amino acids you do need from food though. It's also involved in the breakdown of carbohydrates from food, which are the main energy sources for your body. And for this reason, if you're deficient in zinc, it can cause low energy levels, contribute to adrenal and chronic fatigue, which I was experiencing some fatigue, as I mentioned. Whereas when you're consuming enough zinc, benefits of having a super high energy and a healthy metabolism. So this is really going to help me get that fatigue knocked out and get my metabolism up and rolling more than it already is. Some other things that zinc does, it also benefits liver health. It reduces, hold on, let me just read this. So zinc is shown to reduce infection that are correlated with lower levels of liver damage. Zinc can help the liver cleanse and reduce inflammation in the liver. It reduces free radical damage, helps with nutrients absorption, which we already know my body was not absorbing its nutrients like it should, and allows for proper waste elimination, which are all the goals we're going for here. It also increases immunity, fights cold, antioxidant. It can help fight cancer, balances hormones, fights diabetes, heart health, because it supports your blood vessels. It aids in nutrient absorption and digestion, which I mentioned, and it helps with muscle growth and repair since it does aid in that protein synthesis. So if you're low in this, definitely want to double check that. And then I'm also taking a supplement called Selenium, because as I mentioned, I do have an underactive thyroid. I do take thyroid hormones and it is back up to normal functioning levels, but we want to make sure it stays there. And selenium regulates thyroid function. So That is huge for me. It also acts as an antioxidant and defends against oxidative stress, which my cortisol levels were super high last time we checked them. We're checking them again this month, so really trying to lower those. And we're thinking with my body starting to regulate and perform properly, it is going to help lower those cholesterol levels. Again, it boosts immunity, can defend against cancer, it improves blood flow and lowers the chance of heart disease, it increases longevity, helps reduce asthma symptoms, and can boost fertility. So, good to know there. And then I'm also taking a supplement. I can't even pronounce this, but I think it's Bovine is how you say it. It helps boost the immune system, it supports digestive health, and it's a potent antioxidant and improves energy. So you can see a lot of these are all focused on improving energy, detoxifying the body, boosting your immune system, digestive health, and liver function. And then the thyroid one. Another thing that I am adding back in, I used to take all the time, but we took it out for a while. I'm adding back in L-glutamine. I'm taking this 3 times a day. Glutamine is a primary amino acid. It helps with recovery, but it also is essential for the lining of your gut. It is the primary amino acid for digestive structure cells. It's vital to muscular health, and glutamine is sent to the digestive tract, weakening the muscles to maintain digestive health. So it helps with the lining of your gut. It helps everything move and come and go properly. And it also aids in recovery. So glutamine is awesome. I am on the high end right now. I'm taking this 3 times a day. So we're hoping to get that level down, but we're really trying to boost that gut health, obviously. So we're adding this back in now. And then I'm also still taking my probiotic in the mornings. And then last but not least, I am taking 2 digestive enzymes with every meal. I'm actually almost out of these. They're on their way. I get the Athlete Digestive Formula by Gains in Bulk. It's the best digestive enzyme I have found out there. And it's also the most bang for your buck. You get like 270 capsules for, I think it's like $32, especially if you use one of their athletes codes. So, all right. So one last thing I'm taking morning and night is this. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I pronounce it wrong every time, but this is a fairly new product, and all people that have that treat IBS or treat SIBO, they swear by this product. It really helps with gas, bloating, and bowel movements, or improving bowel movements, because as I mentioned, in your gut there are 2 different kinds of gases. There's methane and hydrogen, and when you start getting that gas, bloating, and bowel movement issues, it starts with the methane producing bacteria, the bacteria you don't want in there. And when it's left untreated, the out of place bacteria feed off the foods you eat, which is what was happening to me, and creates a very high level of methane gas that leaves that bloated and uncomfortable feeling. So this helps break that cycle, and it gets my digestion back on track. So I started this. So we're going to try these out, see how it goes for about a month, and that's kind of where we're at right now. If you guys have any questions, sorry if this explanation was a little all over the place, but I'm still learning what all these are doing for my body, but I kind of wanted to provide a little update for you guys. I'll put a list and kind of all of this stuff that I was reading in the description box so you guys can read it. But that's kind of where we're at. I'm feeling better. I'm still feeling so strong in the gym. Again, I'm still staying away from starches, gluten, dairy, really any grain. Most of my carbs are coming from fruit, vegetables, the carbs that are in the nut butters, and then I eat a ton. I mean, this is still considered a vegetable, but I eat a ton of squash. But and super healthy fats. I'm really high in fat still, which I mentioned. I've been doing olive oil, coconut oil, and grapeseed oil. I think I'm going to incorporate avocado oil soon. I have been switching up my nut butters for my fats. I've been doing cashew. I did some almond. I did have a little bit of a reaction to that, so I'm not going to have that for a little bit. And then peanut butter. I've been doing coconut butter too. So I'm really trying to keep that variety in my food, which I mentioned. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I just wanted to check in with you guys. I'm going to include my leg day footage with Ashley at the end of this video. So I will put the full workout in the description as well. So I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you guys for joining. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves.
Keep that thumb up. Let me know you're still alive.
That's my second one. I'm counting to 50.
We gotta count on our fingers. That's how many reps we have.
Oh yeah, you wanna die? Do a leg workout by Jeremiah. Then you'll probably cry a little bit. It's okay. It's okay to try. We all understand the pain.